Hey everyone, David Hill here with Cody. Say hello, Cody.
What's up, everyone?
Hey, so I'm coming to you from gray Portland, Oregon today. Cody is actually in Tahoe for a retreat this week, so he's enjoying life. But it's interesting. He and I were talking with one of our participants recently, and this particular participant he came out of the rental world. And one comment he made to us, the original point of the call was he was talking about some deals he'd put together, some land deals that he was putting together based on our teachings. And he said, one thing I love about land is it's low maintenance. He came from the world of tenants, toilets, and termites, and being the landlord, and it's been a freeing experience for him getting into land and getting out of holding those deteriorating assets. So we wanted to maybe talk about that a little bit here today, and then move on to another topic on our heads here.
Well, I hadn't even really thought much about that until Zach had mentioned it.
Yeah.
As far as because we've been doing land so long, and it was one of really the first asset class we got into, and when we got into real estate. But there are a lot of challenges that go along with those other asset classes. I mean, what is that saying that is thrown around all the time, David? What is it? Tenants, toilets, and termites?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, is that what it is? Yeah, I mean, we just don't deal with any of that, and that's it makes it. You learn how to put together these off-market deals that, like we do and like we teach. What so probably makes the exit that much easier. Well, one is you putting together that deal is probably easier because you're not dealing with all those additional items, all those additional challenges, you know. But also, then as you start working with a buyer, it's so much easier for you and the buyer to get on the same page as far as the deal. Because in my eyes, there's less moving parts, there's less unknowns. It's 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 pretty cut and dry. Now, obviously, I'm simplifying that based upon that I've been doing it forever. But through what we're teaching in our course and coaching and mentoring, you get your arms around what we teach. And I really do see that it's much easier for us to get on the same page with our buyers than it is, trying to exit some of the other asset classes. So yeah, I mean, I think it's I'm at a retreat right now, at a mastermind retreat, and actually last night one of the speakers was the gentleman that that uh, that took the shot that killed Osama bin Laden, and just this off the charts amazing Navy SEAL. And he was talking about a motto that he has, which is keep it simple. And and Dave, I don't know if you remember, but you go back 15 years ago when you started working with us and working with me. And I mean, I've always believed in keeping it simple,
Absolutely.
but I've never really thought about that our asset is in some ways keeping it simple. It's simpler than, let me put it to you this way. Our performa versus if you go in and try to do an apartment ad that's a value add where you're going to go in and rehab and try to increase the value of it. That complex is that performa in my eyes is much more complex and detailed than a land deal. So I'm rambling, but I that keep it simple just really continues to ring a bell with me.
And we've done rehabs before. We've gone out and bought homes and done
Yeah.
rehabs because we have a home building arm, and I think that's one of the things that turned us off to it. Was it just
Ugh.
it went against our motto of keeping it simple and went the opposite
Yeah.
direction.
Yeah.
Ran very quickly in the opposite direction. So when he mentioned that struck a chord with us. And I think
Yeah.
also as well, another thing that he talked about was just that no one knows what he knows, and it brings up this topic of competition. And that's always a concern of anyone looking to get into any kind of real estate space. Is okay, it's a great strategy, but how many other guys are out there doing it? And there are a number of them out there where they are great strategies and they're proven to work. But guess what? They're in any given town, there's 100, 200, 300, 400 guys doing the same thing, and it can make it very
Yeah.
difficult to put a deal together. And that again, that struck a chord with us because that has just been the opposite of our experience in our industry. So few guys know what we're doing. The competition is so light. You know, we've said it in past videos that we consider this to be one of the last true blue oceans
Yeah.
of the real estate world. And it's true. I mean, Cody, you know, you're at this retreat. I know that there are a bunch of guys there. How many guys there are there that do what you do, that know what you know?
So there's like 150 guys here, and uh, maybe a couple, one or two, and these are like pretty high level, real estate guys and across the country. So yeah, it's that's right. Zach did talk about that. Zach said, as he graduated our course, he'll go into these meetings, go into these rooms, and where it's I don't know if it's a network meeting or whatever it is, but like the confidence that creates within you, right? And that he looks around the room or he gets in these conversations and he realizes that he has a level of education that doesn't exist anywhere else in the room. And I can vouch for that over 20 years. Like, the reason what we do is so darn valuable is because, one, it's two reasons. One, hardly anybody knows how to do off market deals, how to find off market deals, how to structure them, how to price them. They just what to look for, how to, knowing how to put the deal together. Most guys just wait for properties to be listed, be on the open market for sale with a broker or whatever, and that's how they get their deal flow. Well, that's how you and everybody else gets their deal flow. So knowing how to do off market is part of the blue ocean. The other part of the blue ocean is that a very, very, very small percentage of real estate guys know how land development works.
Yep.
They don't know how the political land use approval process works. And so when you combine those two elements, the blue ocean and the opportunity is off the charts. I could go in and get on stage right now at this event and talk about that. And I guarantee majority of that room, if not all of that room, would 100% agree with me. I will say, let's say I've gotten into 15 conversations since I got here yesterday afternoon. I haven't met one guy that absolutely didn't love our model. And numerous of the guys, I think they're going to go take the course because they see the blue ocean opportunity. And these guys, they drool when they hear the word off market, but they don't know how to do off market. So anyways, yeah, that was that, and that made me feel good. I mean, here we took what we've learned over 20 years, the hard knocks way, because there's no education out there on this space, especially when we started doing it. And then to hear a guy like Zach graduate our course, and for it to bring that level of confidence, and for him to be able to celebrate that he has this very valuable knowledge that is extremely rare, that's just a proud moment for me. This makes me feel so good that we were a part of that.
Yeah.
It's special.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great being a part of that. And maybe we'll end it with two things for you guys out there. Number one is we've mentioned this guy Zach. He is a participant, went through our mentor program, and if you'd like to see some of his feedback and talking about the deal that he put together here recently, you can surf our channel for that. And secondly, if you're interested in what it is that we do beyond just what we've kind of described in this video, we've got a great entry level program that's completely free that you can take. You can get started on it by going to vestright.com/land101. Again, that's vestright.com/LAND101. 101, and you can go ahead and register for that free course. It'll be a great starting point for you. And one of the beautiful things about what it is that we do is, so often you hear, yeah, land is great, I get it, you don't have to convince me of that, but I don't have $1 million in my account, or I don't have $2 million to be able to put a deal together and build a subdivision, or 5 or 10 million, as is often the need for a big subdivision. But our strategy will teach you how to get involved in this space without those giant coffers full of cash, and we'll show you how to make some really good money doing it. So go ahead and check us out, and we'll end it with that. And thanks for joining us here today, guys. And Cody, thanks for your time out there in Tahoe, and we'll catch you in the next one.